OK, nous sommes live.
OK. Bonsoir tout le monde. Bienvenue à la rencontre du 2 avril 2024 concernant le drain rangé. Welcome everybody to the special meeting on the rangé drain of April 2nd, 2024. If we can open up the meeting, please.
Alors qu'il soit résolu que la présente assemblée soit ouverte. Proposé par M. Mainville. Appuyé par
M. Fogg.
M. Fogg. Parfait.
Tous d'accord? OK.
Alors qu'il soit résolu que l'ordre du jour soit accepté, incluant les modifications apportées séance tenante le cas échéant. Proposé par M. Boisvenu. Appuyé par
M. Seward. OK. Tous d'accord? Parfait.
Parfait. Alors, je cède la parole.
All right. You can go ahead and make your presentation, please. Welcome.
I'll start by saying that tonight's presentation will be in English, but if there's anybody online that does require clarification en français, we do have folks here who can translate. So good evening, and thank you for your attendance at tonight's meeting to consider for the Rangé Drain. My name is Monica Shade, and I am a licensed professional engineer with Shade Group, Inc. I was appointed by the Nation Municipality to prepare an engineer's report under Section 78 of the Drainage Act. Section 78 of the Drainage Act speaks to major improvements, which includes any updates and changes made to a drain that was previously adopted under the Drainage Act. Tonight's presentation will include an introduction on the purpose of this meeting, a brief history of the existing drainage system, the reason that this process was initiated, a summary of my engineer's report, and an overview of what the next steps will be in the process of adopting the report. The engineer's report was submitted to the township on February 23, 2024. The municipality circulated an invitation to this meeting to all of those within the watershed in early March. As the Rangé Drain watershed includes lands within Champlain and North Glengarry, landowners within these townships have also been circulated as part of the process. The mailout included a link to where the engineer's report could be accessed digitally. Hard copies were then made available by request from the townships for those that wanted printed copies. This meeting is to formally present the report and allow members of council and landowners an opportunity to ask questions and have discussion before provisionally adopting the report. Following this input, council will decide if the project should proceed or if there is any reason that the report should be sent back for further revisions. Assuming the decision is to proceed, the report would be provisionally adopted by 2 readings of bylaw before proceeding to the next steps under the Drainage Act. The current governing report for the Rangé Drain was adopted in September of 1983 and included references to the history of the drain. It is understood that the drain was originally constructed in 1964/1965 under a report authored by Stidwell and Associates Limited. The 1983 engineer's report was an improvement report that included deepening of both the main drain and Branch 1. The Rangé Drain is comprised of the main drain and a Branch 1 and serves part of Concession 9 in North Glengarry, part of Concession 10 in Champlain, and part of Concession 6 in the Nation. The main drain has a total length of 4,230 meters, while Branch 1 is approximately 1 kilometer. No changes have been made to Branch 1 as part of this 2023-2024 undertaking. This slide provides an overview of the watershed for the Rangé Drain. The pink outline represents the limits of the watershed, while the blue line is the Rangé Municipal Drain. The bottom of the slide is North Glengarry territory, which is the upstream limits of the drain, while the top of the slide is the Nation, with the Rangé Drain outletting to Caledonia Creek just west of Method Side Road. The section within the Nation runs parallel to County Road 23, immediately beside the county road. This project was initiated as the culverts along County Road 23 have generally reached the end of their service life and need to be replaced. The 1983 engineer's report specified culvert lengths of approximately 8 to 12 meters typically, which given the depth of the roadside ditch results in a narrow driving platform and steep side slopes. The lengths proposed in 1983 are generally insufficient to meet the needs of today's farming equipment, and the specifications for side slopes from the 1983 report do not meet today's safety standards. To install longer culverts, the engineer's report needs to undergo the Section 78 improvement process. An on-site meeting was held on April 20th, 2023 at the Caledonia Community Center. Approximately 6 landowners attended, including representatives from North Glengarry and the United Counties of Prescott-Russell. The on-site meeting serves primarily as a fact-finding meeting, as an opportunity to let the landowners know that an update is pending and inquire if anyone has any further concerns with the current operation of the system. No concerns with the current capacity or performance were brought forth, so no further improvements have been sought out beyond those associated with the culverts. The scope of work covered in the engineer's report included a review of the culverts along County Road 23, including improvements to their overall length to accommodate current standards and confirm compliance with current safety standards. An update was completed of the assessment schedule as well, but limited to accommodating severances and changes in property lines. In general, the majority of the assessment schedule remains consistent with the previous adopted 1983 assessment schedule, given that there have not been significant notable changes in land use. Upon completion of my presentation, members of council and landowners will be given an opportunity to ask questions. Following the question and answer period, council will decide if the project will proceed or if the report should be sent back for further edits or additions. Assuming the project proceeds and no changes are requested, the report would be provisionally adopted by 2 readings of bylaw. The bylaw would then be circulated to those within the watershed, along with an invitation to the Court of Revision. The Court of Revision is the first of 3 opportunities for appeals in this process. Each appeals body hears different types of appeals. The Court of Revision is held locally and allows landowners an opportunity to submit an appeal with respect to their assessment. Tribunal would hear appeals with respect to technical aspects of the project, while the referee would hear appeals on legal aspects of the project. Tribunal hearings and referee appeals are only scheduled if needed, whereas a sitting of the Court of Revision will be scheduled regardless. If you are thinking that you would like to appeal, please ensure that the appropriate paperwork is submitted to the clerk. If you have concerns or questions about the project that you wish to discuss privately, myself or Eric are available to discuss. As appeals can add significant cost to a project, we are always looking for ways to address as many questions or concerns as we can before going down that route. That concludes my presentation, so I'll pass it back to council for the question period. If landowners do have specific questions about their property, such as how their assessment was calculated, I'd also be happy to arrange for a private phone call.
Okay, I don't know if anybody, I think it's pretty straightforward and very clear how it was presented. I know for myself, I don't have many questions because again, we've been, Mr. Eric's always been very, not just about this drain, but about all things drainage. He's been very thorough and very upfront with us, so we kind of know what's going on here a little bit. But I don't have any questions personally. I don't know if any other councillors do or not, but I'm going to open up the floor, and if they do, then okay. Now again, is there anybody in the hall in this, that would like to ask questions or anything like that? Okay. Est-ce qu'il y a des questions sur YouTube? Est-ce qu'il y a des commentaires? Okay. So I think at this time, I think we can...
Go ahead with the bylaw?
Yes.
Okay, so we're doing only the first and second reading.
Yeah.
Je vais lire dans les 2 langues, juste au cas.
Sûrement.
OK. Qu'il soit résolu que le règlement 2020-24 pour adopter le rapport de l'ingénieur au sujet du drain municipal rangé, selon la section 78.1 de la loi sur le drainage, tel que présenté à l'ordre du jour le 2 avril 2024, soit lu en première et deuxième lecture. Be it resolved that bylaw 2024 to adopt the engineer's report regarding the Ranger Municipal Drain under Section 78.1 of the Drainage Act as presented on April 2nd, 2024 agenda be read on first and second reading. Proposé par Monsieur Stewart et Monsieur Mayville.
Stewart and Mr. Mayville. Tous d'accord? Okay, so we've adopted the first 2 readings.
Excellent. And now, c'est le temps maintenant pour le règlement de la confirmation des procédures. Alors qu'il soit résolu que le règlement numéro 35-2024 pour confirmer les procédures du Conseil à sa réunion extraordinaire le 2 avril 2024 soit lu et adopté en première, deuxième, troisième lecture, proposé par
Monsieur Boisvenu, Monsieur Lalande.
Parfait.
OK, tous d'accord? Parfait.
Et l'ajournement. Qu'il soit résolu que la présente Assemblée soit ajournée à 16h14. 18h14. 18h14, désolé. Proposé par
Monsieur
Monsieur
Fogg et
Mme Drolet.
Mme Drolet. Tous d'accord? Bon, ben parfait, c'est adopté. Thank you very much for coming out and talking about the drain.